Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Wolf, and welcome back to another episode of LEGO Arts. So, in our last episode, we did a showcase on the remake minifigure of Roxas from Kingdom Hearts. Now, this episode, we are doing sort of a side showcase, on a solo big fig, which is the Batbot from the Batman series. This honestly wasn't a project that I had thought about doing for a long time, but I wanted to do something Batman related, especially on replaying some Batman Arkham Knights for the next part on some of the gaming series. So I decided to do sort of a side project, plus with Dino Thunder still being held back and preparing to work on some other projects like Spider-Verse and whatnot. I figured we could go ahead and at least do a showcase, and do just a quick showcase for you guys. And I had this figure all finished up for a while, so I figured, look, let's go ahead and give him a showcase. So, as you guys know the drill, we're going to take this figure, do a review, and explain the process, why we did this route, and then go from there. So without further ado, let's get the pedestal out and get this showcase on the road. Okay, so to start things off, first we'll go with the overall design of this one. So, when my approach with this one, I found that there was various versions of the Batbots. The one I was primarily inspired from was the 2004 Batman cartoon, the Batbot mech suit that was used in a few episodes, especially going up against Bane. Insane. I used that as sort of the base template of it, but sort of painted over it as sort of kind of my own design of it, and with a mix of various other versions on the suits that was made over the years. With the overall base on the suits, I used a knockoff Hulkbuster a big fig that I had in storage for a while because I liked the design of it, and plus it makes for a good mech suit for the overall figures. So I used that, and some modifications that I did were primarily on the helmet, as I sculpted on with the ears, as you can see. I also sculpted a little bit on the face, and used a nail and file to sort of sand it down and smooth it out as best I could. I could have done a little bit better on the sides, but I did at least get it close to a point for where the ears were still presentable, and made it in a way for where we can remove the helmet back and forth and wouldn't be too big of a deal. Afterwards, I did a base paint in black, which I actually did a pull to either have it just a base black or do sort of a dark metallic blue, either of which would have worked, but the overall total will turn out in black, which by the final results, I think it looked pretty good because it helps the other colors stand out a little bit more. So real quick, we can open it up and we can see that, as you can see, we have our Zack Snyder Justice League Batman piloting the suit. The idea is that any Batman minifigure could fit inside. However, I did test it out with some other Batman figures primarily with longer ears and more firm capes. So it is definitely better to do it with a figure that has smaller ears and a more flexible cape than some of the other ones. And with the rest of the figure, primarily with some other stuff that I did was I sculpted a little bit on the hands, so we can turn on here. You can see I painted on my own little bat symbols on there. That I thought that was much easier than trying to print them out and glue them on as I've done with some other stuff in the past. This is just an easier way to keep everything simplistic. And then I kind of just went off on my own and painted on what parts would be different. So you can see the various areas are painted in a gunmetal gray to represent the different armor segments on the suit. I did a little bit of my own mixture of light blue on the sides to sort of represent the power source coursing through this thing, you could see on the legs and the symbol, or almost like an Iron Man style kind of thing. Plus I really wanted to show the bat symbol on the suit, so I thought that was a cool idea. And then with the hands, I painted in on with sort of the middle fingers for him to move around. Unfortunately, I cannot move any of the hands because it didn't occur to me until after I had finished painting and sculpting everything on here that I filled in the gaps with clay to sort of remove sort of that open space and keep everything blending in together. Unfortunately, though, I did not account for the fact that when doing that, the hands would get stuck in place, so I can't move either of them, and this is now completely a statue figure. Aside from moving on the arms themselves, thankfully those are still movable, but the hands, I can't take them out, nor can I rotate them in different poses, which on one hand, it would have been better to have them flexible, but on the other, it's just okay, that's sort of a small price to pay. And yeah, that's pretty much overall it's with the figure. There's not really a whole lot more to go into this, as all the work that I would have to do with the armor segments and 3D stuff, that was already put in with the knockoff Hulkbuster suits. This was mostly just a repaint repaints on the figure entirely, as well as like adding in some of my own little elements here and there, which I think it turned out pretty good. I think only other thing that I could have really added, and I would maybe on the back would be sort of like a jetpack or maybe like a wingspan or something to really give it in as like a robo mech suit, like suit for Batman. But other than that, this in general just turned out as like a quick build, to get everything in place, and I think it turned out pretty all right. And that's going to do it for this episode of LEGO Arts. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry that some of the other showcases are taking much longer than anticipated, especially like with Dino Thunder. I keep saying that I've pretty much finished the figures, and honestly, they are done. They're done. I've just been waiting for a purchase from Input Brick to come in. I recently looked into it to see like if it's been shipped out, and it or not, and it hasn't been shipped yet. And it was a month ago at this point, and I looked at, and the shipping could take anywhere between a week to 3 months. I'm hoping it doesn't take quite as long, but if it winds up doing, I might wind up just doing like a quick showcase on the Rangers themselves, and then when the parts do come in, just do like a quick Instagram post and like community post, and post on the channel to show the updated versions. In the meantime, some other stuff that I got going on with the Spider-Man and with my 2 Spider-Man showcases that I have in the works. Spider-Man 2 is pretty much almost done. I need to get started on one more figure, and then it'll be good to go. With Spider-Verse, I think I only have 3 figures left to work on. One of which is going to be super difficult, so hopefully I'll be able to get that one wrapped up. In the meantime, with some of the other stuff that I haven't started it on, like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I'm going to be doing that after the game releases and after I play through that. In the meantime, I might be doing some like reviews on like some other customs, because I have collected a few custom minifigures, so I might just put some of them together in like a few videos and just to showcase off, and I'll probably be jumping back and forth on with some other like smaller customs like these are sort of like fun and keep the stuff going. In the meantime, with Let's Plays, I might be able to squeeze in at least 1, maybe 2 live streams of Batman Arkham Knight, but it'll really depend on like how fast I can make progress in the game, because I want to cover as much as I can, and especially the Riddler portions, and I want to get some of that done before we get started on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and then later on Spider-Man 2 New Game Plus. So that'll all be in the future. For now, that is going to be it. And again, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to see more videos like this on the future, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for notifications. It really helps us. Welcome to like about it. I'm going to have some fun. So overall, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, hit that like button, comment on which you think, share, subscribe, subscribe to YouTube, follow me on Twitch. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all next time in the next video. Goodbye!